Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. I apologize that this is a day late. Just couldn't get to it yesterday. Anyway, I want to give a plug to my other podcast. It's called, we call ourselves the Distracted Gamers. We talk about all sorts of gaming. I say gaming, but that's not the only thing that we do. We don't limit ourselves to that. We talk about all sorts of what, for better term, is geek news. So video games, comic books, movies, video games, all that kind of stuff. We put out new episodes on Fridays, so please join us. I'll leave a link down in the description. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Manticore Secret. The Manticore Secret is book 2 in the Game World series. The first book is called The Simiquin Prophecies, and then we have the Manticore's Secret. So if you haven't read the Simiquin Prophecies, you may not want to watch this because we're going into spoiler alert territory. Anyway, at the end of the previous book, we find out who Kieran actually is. Kieran is one of the main characters. We find out that we have Kieran. So there's a prophecy that the Dark Lord would return. And we find out that the Dark Lord is dead, long dead, and cannot come back. However, the Dark Lord was incredibly subtle and forward-thinking and planning, and he actually planned for that eventuality. Kieran is the result. Kieran is the son of the Dark Lord. He's actually half Rakshas and half Ravian. So he has powers of the both parts of his parentage. At the opening to the Manticore Secret, the Ravians return to the world. Not all of them. There's only 3 of them. And those loyal to the Ravians, they open a portal so these 3 champions can return. Murdoch, Peori, and Bayram. And they promptly kill everyone to make sure that no one lets the secret out that they're back. Which, if they're the champions, and you find out. So one of the characters in the book, his name is Asvin. He's a hero. He's incredibly noble, and he's a good, great with a sword, that kind of stuff. Very noble character. He feels that the Ravians are noble heroes and they're there to save humanity. So this kind of flies in the face of what a lot of people think the Ravians are. Anyway, Kieran, in the meantime, is trying to embrace, at least the Dark Lord aspect of his nature. His father having put all these plans into motion to make it so that he could become the Dark Lord. He's trying to wrangle his kin, the Rakshasas, into building up the empire, but at the same time, he's trying to avoid a war with the Ravians, because Kieran's a nice guy. He doesn't want that to happen. So they build a new Dark Tower, and his council of Rakshasas that are helping him to run the place, they're not necessarily ascribing to the same vision that he has, that Kieran has. In fact, one of his cousins, Nasud, declares a kin strife, and Kieran is forced to kill him. Then there's a lot going on in these books. Let me tell you, these books are thick. The Manticore Secret is 535 pages, so quite a hefty tome. And we find out about a shapeshifter secret council called the Rainbow Council. They're called the Rainbow Council because they all go by colors of the rainbow. One of the people that is in this council is red. We also find out that I shouldn't say what we find out is that in the city of Cole, so Cole was introduced as part of what was going on in the Simiquin Prophecies in the first book. There are a lot of guilds that have formed themselves, hero guild, villain guilds, that are either there to oppose or to ally with Kieran's new dark empire. One of so we also have the Rainbow Council that's operating in Cole at the same time. Now they're shapeshifters, and they're trying to safeguard history. Specifically, we were introduced to Red. Red will become important later in the story, as she ends up helping Asvin, the hero. The Ravians come to Cole, and they kidnap Kieran's friend Maya. Now, Maya and Asvin had been getting close to each other, and Maya, obviously, there's a lot going on there with the reveal that her friend Kieran is now the Dark Lord. I mean, that kind of, it's like you getting really chummy with someone and then finding out that they're actually the prince of your country, unbeknownst to you, and actually unbeknownst to him as well. Anyway, Red is an interesting character. She has her shape-shifting powers and whatnot, but she also has multiple personalities. And one of her personalities goes off to help Asvin after the Ravians show up and kidnap Maya. Now, the reason they kidnapped Maya was so that they could hold her hostage and force Kieran to help them. I don't want to go too much more into depth. There's a lot going on. Like I said, there's a lot going on here. People show up, people die. And the thing is that on the one hand, it is somewhat refreshing that people are dying. There's actual peril to the characters. And if this person can die, why couldn't this other person die? And so you have the actual peril that these characters are having to, you're having to deal with the fact that a character that you come to appreciate and I don't know if side with is not really the right answer, but you come to appreciate the character, but at the same time you think, maybe I can't get too attached to this character. Attachment, that's the word I was looking for. You can't get too attached to the characters because, hey, this character could die. Anyway, it is a good second novel in the series. At times it gets a little bit muddy because there's so many things going on, and you're like, okay, who is this guy? Who's that guy? Okay, I never remember this, and you have to keep track of a lot of stuff. And this may just be me. I don't know if other people have this same kind of difficulty, but trying to keep track in my mind of the names of the people, that this person is this person is, that kind of thing. I had to sometimes go back and look and say, okay, yeah, this person was this guy, so he's a Ravian, or he's a Rakshasa, or, this, that, or the other. And I don't know if it's just that because I'm not familiar with Indian sounding names, if that could be throwing me off, or not. I do remember when I first started reading this particular trilogy, that there were these characters, and I couldn't figure out what they were. If I remember right, Spikes was one of them, and I had a friend at the time, Babu. He was from India, and I asked him about this word, and he said, "Oh, in Sanskrit that means stone." And I was like, oh, these are like the trolls from Terry Pratchett's Discworld. They're beings made of stone. And at that point I was like, oh, that's such a clarification to me. So like I said, maybe it's just that I'm unfamiliar with Indian terms. There, in one of the incidences in the book, this hero, Thog, he kills 4 Jakinis. Now, I'm not entirely sure what a Jakini is, but they were evil. They were trying to eat children. So I'm pretty sure that is some sort of when I just did a search for it on Google just now, it goes back to the Game World trilogy. So it could have some sort of reference to Indian mythology. I'm not entirely sure. And it could be that one of the reasons I felt it was in some ways muddled and disorganized was because of my unfamiliarity with Indian names and terms. Anyway, very much enjoyed it. I was hoping I would, because I'd read the Simulquin Prophecies and very much enjoyed that one. So I was hoping that the next book in the series would be just kind of another step up. I shouldn't say another. What I should say is that this would be a step up, an improvement, an expansion of the world that I had come to enjoy. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Manticore Secret. If you've read the Manticore Secret, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you liked it, disliked it, why. Either way, if you really liked it, tell me why. If you didn't like it, again, tell me why. It's one of those things where, for me, I did enjoy it because I like exploring new mythologies and things, and the author, Samit Basu, really does pull in a lot of mythology that I'm unfamiliar with. So it was really interesting to try to see where these influences of Indian mythology had come in, and just see the influence that they had on the book, even though I'm unfamiliar. So I did end up going through and looking up some Indian mythology so that I could be a little bit more familiar with what certain terms meant, and things like that. So it was very interesting to me to find out more about this. I liked the characters as well. I felt the characters were well done and were fun, but at the same time, there's so much going on that he probably could have split this series into 6 as opposed to just 3. But then again, that may have its own repercussions, because where do you actually end each book? Anyway, that's it for today's review. Let me know what you thought. If you've read this, if you're looking forward to something of the, looking forward to delve into this. Anyway, that's it for today. Enjoy what you're reading, and be sure to check out, share, subscribe, all that other stuff, and join us at the Distracted Gamers podcast. Later.